Today, we're diving into the story of a temple that's been destroyed and rebuilt again and again through centuries, a place that represents something truly eternal. This is the story of Kashi Vishwanath, a temple that sits right at the heart of a city that seems to defy time itself.
So, let's start with a really powerful question. Just imagine for a second, what if there was a place where death wasn't the end, where it wasn't something to be feared, but was actually celebrated as a kind of final freedom? Well, this isn't just some abstract idea. It's the living, breathing reality of Kashi. And we have to understand the city to even begin to understand its temple.
So, first up, we've got to explore the city's spiritual identity. You see, in the ancient scriptures, Kashi has these two amazing names, Avimukta and Anandvan, which means the forest of bliss. And trust me, these aren't just pretty names. They get to the very core of what this place is. Okay, let's break down that first name, Avimukta. It means the one never forsaken. According to the Skanda Purana, this is the one sacred place that Lord Shiva never leaves. Think about that. Even when the entire universe is supposed to be dissolved at the end of a cosmic cycle, Kashi remains. And you might be wondering, how is that even possible? Well, there's this incredible myth that explains it. The scriptures say that during the great cosmic flood, the Pralaya, when everything else is underwater, Shiva himself lifts the entire city of Kashi up on his trident, holding it safely above the chaos. This is what really cements the idea of the city as truly eternal.
All right, so the city itself is eternal. Now let's zoom in a little closer, right to the heart of the temple. We're going to talk about the philosophy of the Jyotirlinga, this incredible idea of a pillar of infinite light that's all about the search for ultimate reality.
The word itself, Jyotirlinga, is the key here. Jyoti means light, and linga means symbol or sign. So here's the crucial thing to get. This isn't just a stone idol. It's meant to be a physical symbol of something that has no form, the infinite, cosmic light of the divine, which is the true essence of Shiva.
And this whole philosophy comes from this amazing story. So the gods Brahma and Vishnu were arguing about who was the greatest. All of a sudden, this endless pillar of fire just appears out of nowhere. Brahma turns into a swan and flies up, trying to find its top. Vishnu becomes a boar and digs down, trying to find its bottom. And of course, both of them fail. They realize this thing has no beginning and no end. That's when Shiva appears from the light, showing them that it represents the ultimate reality, something you just can't measure.
Now, there are 12 of these major Jyotirlingas, but the one in Kashi is considered especially sacred. So why is that? Well, it's because it's in the one city that promises total liberation, or moksha. The belief is that Lord Shiva himself comes and whispers a special mantra, the Tarak mantra, into the ears of people who die here. It literally turns death from an ending into a release. And that's why Kashi has another name, Mahashmashan, the great cremation ground.
And this deep philosophical bedrock got even stronger in the 8th century, thanks to the brilliant thinker Adi Shankaracharya. He basically made Kashi the headquarters for his philosophy of non-duality, this powerful idea that your individual soul and the ultimate cosmic reality are actually one and the same. This really solidified the temple's spiritual authority for good.
But you know, the temple's story isn't all philosophy. It's also a raw, dramatic story of survival. This next part is all about its history of being torn down and the unbelievable faith that just kept bringing it back, time and time again.
Just look at this timeline. It shows this incredibly painful but also powerful cycle. The temple was demolished in 1194 by the forces of Muhammad Ghori. Then, centuries later, the temple that stood at the time was demolished again in 1669 by order of the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb. But the faith, it never died. The temple we see standing today was built in 1780 by a remarkable queen, Ahilyabai Holkar, and was later given its golden glow in the 19th century by Maharaja Ranjit Singh. And that demolition in 1669, it's not just a legend, it is actually documented in historical records from that era, like the Mahasir-e-Alamgiri, which was basically the official chronicle of Aurangzeb's rule. So we have a very real historical anchor for this key moment in the temple's story.
Historical accounts tell us that after that demolition, the Gyanvapi Mosque was built on a part of the temple grounds. And that's a development that really shapes the geography of the whole area, even today.
But that spirit of devotion, it just kept going. In the 1800s, Maharaja Ranjit Singh, the powerful ruler of the Sikh Empire, donated nearly 1,000 kilograms of pure gold to plate the temple's spires. Just imagine that. That's how it got its other nickname, the Golden Temple of Kashi. Okay, so you take all that intense history
and all that deep philosophy. And what do you get today? Well, that brings us to our final section, the temple's living soul and how it's thriving right now as this incredible hub of faith and a powerful symbol of continuity.
You know, the sacred layout of Kashi is like a universe in miniature. The temple itself is built in that beautiful, classic Nagara style of architecture. But the whole city is seen as a cosmic map, a mandala, with its 84 ghats along the river representing the 8.4 million forms of life in creation. It's incredible.
And this isn't just some ancient concept. It's being revitalized right now. The recent Kashi Vishwanath Corridor project was massive. It reconnected the temple directly to the holy river Ganga, clearing a path and blending modern infrastructure with the goal of preserving this ancient heritage.
So, when you boil it all down, the main takeaway is this. Kashi Vishwanath is so much more than a building or a monument. It's a living testament to resilience, that constant cycle of destruction and rebirth. For millions of people, it's a powerful symbol of the unbreakable continuity of their faith.
And that really brings us to the final thought. What this whole story, the myth, the philosophy, the destruction, the rebirth, what it all tells us is that Kashi's isn't just a place on a map. It's a state of being. It's a consciousness where time itself seems to bow to the timeless, and where that divine light of Vishwanath, well, it shines on forever.